Are you that marksman who gets constantly marked, chased, and deleted the moment you show your face in a fight? Yeah, I've been there! As you guys can see in this video, even if I was trying to maintain my position, but still, they are trying to mark me like this. And chasing me like wild animals. Trying their best to mark me, even if I was maintaining my distance. But listen, being a marksman doesn't mean you're automatically doomed against hard enemies. You just need to adjust your mindset, your positioning, and your timing. I'll give you some important tips to avoid those problems for marksmen so you can survive, deal damage, and still carry even against the hardest matchups. Let's break it down so you can still carry, even in the worst matchups. So let's start the guide right away. So this match is actually classic, but don't worry guys, because it's more intense than my other ranked videos. So this actually is worth to watch, because I even recorded some other matches in ranked mode, but none of the matches matched the content that I wanted. But this is the perfect match that I actually wanted to upload. Most of the enemies are trying to mark me even if I was maintaining my position, and they are taking full advantage of any mistakes that I made in the match. So don't worry guys, even if this is classic, it's a good match. In this video, I'll give tips through steps wise. So step number 1 is, keep patience in early game. I don't know about who has more advantage between Leslie or Granger, but as I was facing her, I think Leslie has more advantage against Granger, because she can easily hide behind minions, and when her passive is activated, she can easily come and poke me. But this Leslie was actually good. That's why she could use her full potential and poke me while hiding behind minions. I knew that she was trying to poke me, so I was avoiding to get unnecessary damage from her. So you should forget about flexing damage in the first few minutes if you don't have advantage against your opponent. Because against strong enemies, early game is not your time to shine. It's just your time to survive and avoid unnecessary fights and poke of opponent. And as I told you that, you should avoid fighting and unnecessarily poke. But another thing is that, even if you're winning the lane, you should not be so cocky and play recklessly and always be focused in minimap. And yeah, you should try to predict the rotation of enemies, so be careful if the enemies are missing from the map, because they might be hiding in the bush to punish your reckless moves. Do these things when the enemies have more advantage against you as a marksman. Stay near your turret early on. Last hit minions instead of full clearing waves aggressively. If the enemy, roamer, or even assassin and mage disappears from map, then back off instantly, no questions asked. Just do as I say, because remember, it's hard to carry the game if you're dead at 3 minutes. When the enemies are good, then they won't give you any chance to come back your early game losses. Now step number 2, abuse your range. Your first skill and ultimate lets you deal damage without committing too close. Against hard enemies, you must make them come to you, not you to overcommit to fight them. But here, as I'm playing Granger, so when he is level 4, he has the longest range among all the marksmen. So use that long range to poke and abuse your enemies. Do these tips to abuse your long range like: number 1, always fight from max distance possible. Number 2, if an assassin dives, kite backwards while spamming skills. Number 3, and last one and very important is, never ever blink or flicker in first. Your dash is only for escaping, not chasing, unless the kill is 100% guaranteed. So never use your dash skills or flicker to chase enemies. Now, step number 3 is, watch for cooldowns. Your enemies can only kill you if their burst skills are ready. So, observe when assassins or mages use their ultimate on someone else, that's your green light to attack. Like for example, if the enemy Hayabusa just used his ultimate against one of your teammates, then you have a few seconds to be safe and unload your full damage. So panning your map is really helpful to notice the burst skills of your enemies so that you can be more aggressive and active in team fights. And you might pull up something really good, which can even lead to win the entire game. But for Granger, it's not a big deal to escape the enemies, because he is one of the most slippery marksmen, if not the best. He is one of the best. To escape deaths, his mobility allows you to escape most of the attacks, so not a big deal for Granger. But for other less mobility enemies like Layla, Hanabi, Clint, Melissa, etc., needs to note the burst skills of the enemies to be safe and even join fights with no any hesitation. Now, step number 4 is map awareness. At first, I personally didn't want to include this point because this is the most common and basic thing to remember as a marksman player. And I think everyone knows this point, but I had to mention this point because even if it's the most basic thing to remember, but it's also the most important things to remember as a marksman player. So, for map awareness, you remember these things. If you lose track of enemy assassins, just assume they're coming for you. Keep an eye on the minimap every 2 to 3 seconds. Ping danger for yourself if you notice missing enemies. Position near walls or safe angles so you can dash or blink to safety quickly. And lastly, you should always predict the movement of your enemies. If you say how, then just ask questions every time the enemies are lost from the map. And always predict by noticing their last appearance in the minimap. So, map awareness might be the basic thing to know, but it's also the most important thing to remember as a marksman player. So map awareness is finished. Now before going to next topic, I would like to remind you to like and subscribe. If you're new then, I mostly upload the educational videos like these, and not only that, but also entertaining unconventional ideas and funny content. So it's not a waste to subscribe. I will try my best to never disappoint your expectations. Now step number 5 is positioning. Early game positioning is actually really easy, because there will be less chance that enemies might invade you all the time. But even if they invade you like crazy, then you just leave the tower and let them have your first tower. Because your life is more important than tower. Because if you stay to protect your turret and all the enemies came to pressure you, and on top of that you're alone, then you will definitely die while protecting your turret. But after you die, your turret is also destroyed. That means either way, your tower is going down. Then why waste your life for that? So an early game, not a complicated situation for positioning. You just have to avoid fights and you just have to leave your lane, if needed. And in mid to late game, you should remember to keep the distance not only from the enemies, but also from your front line, like your tank and EXP. You might be like, what? Not even with your own teammates? I mean, yes, because you will be easily caught by the enemies if you are together with you teammates. The enemies might suddenly attack you and your whole teammates, then you'll have any chance to escape from them. So for me, I always keep a good amount of distance even from my own teammates. So never forget this tip. Even pro players follow the same rule. And in team fights, you imagine you're a sniper, not a brawler. Stay behind your tank and shoot the safest target first. Use ultimate early in fights to soften enemies before diving in for normal attacks. If enemies dive you, then sometimes it's better to dash through them, not away from them, because it messes up their skill aim. Now, step number 6, capitalize on enemy cooldowns. Watch when opponent marksman gap closers like dash or burst abilities are down. That's when you spam your burst skills. You might not kill instantly, but you'll dominate by your constant pressure. Wait for the marksman to use his skill, and then if you're a Granger, then close the gap and attack non-stop with the combination of your ultimate and first skill. This way, you will eventually give pressure and dominate your opponent with ease. But this doesn't apply to every enemies. Some enemies are just too strong and skilled players. Might be better than you, so try to know the skill of your teammates first before giving your all. Now, step number 7 is, in late game, punish their mistakes. In late game, one good fight can end everything. So, attack the closest enemy to you. Don't chase the squishy mage hiding at the back. If you go in and attack with force, then this means stepping into danger, and play like cleanup duty. Like wait for enemies to waste skills on your front line, then melt them down. And the most important thing as a marksman is, your goal is to survive first, and damage second. Because if you're dead as a marksman, then there's no one in your team to deal enough damage to the enemies. If you're dead at the start of the team fight, then your teammates will basically fall off in team fights, and you might lose the entire game as well. Now, this is a quick short version of some important things to remember as your marksman. Number 1, farm to fill energy last hit minions and monsters for energy stacks for Granger. Number 2, as a Granger, poke relentlessly spam Rhapsody plus ultimate to wear down enemies. Number 3, use dash smartly. Your dash is the key kill to escape, not recommend for chasing. Only chase if you have confirmed kill. Number 4, wait for enemy cooldowns, then unleash your burst combo. Number 5, stay far away even with your own teammates. Protection equals sustained pressure. And number 6, survive to outpoke in late game. Playing marksman into hard enemies is never easier, basically the number 1 target from the moment the game starts. But remember that you don't have to win every fight, but you just have to survive long enough to take the right ones. Stay patient in the early game, position smart in the mid game, and in the late game, trust your damage. You were picked for a reason, and your team needs you alive to finish the job. So the next time the enemy lineup looks terrifying, don't panic. Play with discipline, take your chances wisely, and you'll be surprised how many unwinnable games turn into your best victories. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and keep pushing forward, because even the hardest games are winnable when you play it right. Now watch the rest video. I'll be explaining in some important parts. Enemy Leslie's damage has increased so good right now. Now her damage is so insane that she can melt me in just 2 hits. I'm trying my best to maintain my positioning and giving damage at the same time, because enemy Franco is marking me so bad, and even enemy marksman. Fanny is pushing minions, so I don't want to chase her. Instead of that, I went to the bush so that Fanny will land there and I can kill her with ease. This Leslie is melting Lucas like butter, even with full of defensive items in Lucas. And whereas my damage as a Granger is really bad in late game, even with a penetration in my build, that means Granger is really bad marksman in late game. Unlike other marksmen, who can kill you in just 1 second,
your death is music to my ears.
I'm trying to avoid to fight Leslie head-on. If I try to fight, then I will be melted in just 1 second. And look at the damage of Granger, it's like tickling to the enemy. And whereas Leslie can 3 or 4 shots to the most defensive heroes in our team, like Lucas and Franco, their both damage dealer is dead, so we thought we could end the game. This was my longest match in this season. It was like 27 minutes long. And really fun and intense match. I really appreciate enemies' skills as well. So this much for today. See you in the next one.